So I took this poker trip to Chicago, and it was unique for me because I've never actually gone on a poker trip entirely by myself before. Like, you're always with me, or our friend Robbie is with me, or somebody is with me on our poker trips, or I'm meeting somebody somewhere, or I know somebody there, or a lot of the people I play with are going to be there. That was not the case this time. Have you ever done that, Jonathan, where you just take a trip for poker and nobody is there to hang out with?
I have done that. Yeah, I've done that. I've done that multiple times. Usually it's not as far as to Chicago. It's like I can drive there, so it's like 3 hours away or something like that. But I end up staying the night, so I'm gone for 2 days, usually something like that. I used to do that a fair amount when I lived in New York City.
You go to Foxwoods or something? Yeah,
Foxwoods or Atlantic City, something like that.
I've heard Foxwoods is pretty dead now, but that's beside the point.
I'm sure it is. Yeah.
So there's a couple reasons I did this. One of them is I like to take, I think of tournaments as asymmetric bets, and there was a circuit going on, the World Series circuit in Chicago. So I want to take a few asymmetric bet shots before my second kid is born in a couple months, and I won't have any opportunities for these types of things because, I live in Portland. There's not these big tournaments where first place is hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like the biggest tournament, the first place is like $50,000, right? So I wanted to do that. I grew up in Chicago. I still have some friends there, although I'm not super tight with them anymore. But I've only been back for weddings and stuff over the past decade. I feel like I owe them a little bit of a visit, but it's kind of weird because when I go for poker, I don't know, especially tournaments, when I'm going to be available or if I'm going to be available. And then there were some other complications as you'll see. So
what happened?
I know nothing about this place. It's at the Grand Victoria Casino, which is a riverboat casino in Elgin, Illinois, which is close to Chicago. It's a boat in name, it's on the water, but it's just so it can be a casino based on whatever laws they have there.
Sure.
And there's no hotels
Ozark
nearby it. The closest hotels are 20 minutes away. So I end up getting, the Hilton Garden Inn as my hotel, which is just if anybody knows Chicago, there's west of O'Hare, there's just an endless highway of business parks and chain hotels, like Hiltons and Marriott's. It's fucking hell. Honestly, it's my personal hell. It's just everybody in the hotel is wearing a quarter zip pullover with the emblem of their company on it. And they're using sales business speak. And it's that whole world. And there's nothing around except for highways and gas stations and business parks. So I'm staying there, which is a 20-minute Lyft ride from the hotel. So I'm paying a ton to Lyft also every day, 2 ways to and from the casino. And it's really hard to see my friends because they live in downtown Chicago. And it's when there's any traffic at all, it's an hour and 20 Lyft ride to get to downtown Chicago, which costs me $120. Oh. It's so this is I got there and immediately I was what have I done? Why am I here? What am I doing to myself? Have you ever been in a spot like that, Jonathan?
So many times, dude. So many times. Right now, one could argue I'm in that spot, as you may be.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I guess that
I don't mean with you. Yeah. I mean in my
I know exactly what you're talking
yeah.
about. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Current living situation.
Yeah.
So anyway, I went and I played these tournaments. I played an initial tournament, which was $600. Part of what I did to add to my misery is I woke up at 4:45 in the morning on the West Coast to get to Chicago 2 hours later, as far as the time change. So it was a 4-hour flight on time to play a tournament the day before the main event started. Why? Because I wanted to generate more expected value for myself because I'm a moron. I don't know.
Did you? I mean, weren't you exhausted?
Did I generate more expected value? Yes, yeah. I think so. Actual value, not so much.
Well, that's its own thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So the first day
you
were
alert. You were alert and
I was fine
playing and stuff. Oh, okay.
I slept on the plane. I slept on the plane. But the first day I went through 2 bullets in the 600, lose. And then I played the main. There's 3-day ones. You could re-enter once each day. And
oh, wow. So you can spend a lot of money.
Yeah. I only went through 4 bullets. But I did not cash.
So 64, another total. So $7,600 in poker buy-ins, right?
Yeah, except that I did play the cash game there a little bit. And I profited $250 in the cash game.
It got me excited. I really thought you were going to
even with the whole circuit there, they only had 1-2-5 game going the whole time. So I was mostly playing 1-3, which was a 300 cap. And They rake $7 a hand plus jackpots. Yeah,
evil.
so it was coming from Portland, where we have literally no rake except for the $20 door fee. It was painful. It was very painful. But yeah, so that was basically the whole trip. I did manage to meet up with my friends because I did so poorly in the tournaments that I had all of Sunday free. And I managed to see them on Friday night as well. But, you know, like I ended up spending like $400 in Lyft rides total to the casino and back to the hotel. And every day after I would lose these tournaments, I would take the 20-minute Lyft ride back to my hotel and microwave a pot pie that I bought in the lobby and watch Netflix in the hotel.
Oh, God.
So this was not the
You
most
go to like a
glamorous
restaurant
poker
or
trip.
get takeout from a restaurant?
There's nothing there, dude. There's not even an Applebee's.
There's got to
not,
be a
like,
TGI Fridays.
Okay, the Hilton
relatively
Garden.
close.
No, there was not. There was a Mexican place in the casino that had like Chipotle level burritos and bowls, which I got a couple times and brought back to my hotel to sadly eat in my hotel room by myself. The couple nights on the weekdays, they don't actually have the restaurant at the hotel open on weekends because it's such a business traveler place that they don't even have the restaurant and bar open on weekends, just weekdays. So on the weekdays, I sat at the bar and had like a Caesar salad with salmon and it was okay. And I tried to make small talk with some business people, but they were incredibly boring. Like this, it's like this was the worst poker trip I've had in my life. Not financially. I've had a worse trip to the series where I was there for a month and a half and didn't hit anything, but it completely blanked in tournaments. 41-degree overcast Chicago, shitty weather, business park, endless highways. It was my poker trip from hell. And it's over now. And you know what it did? It gave me perspective. Everything is an opportunity, right? It's an opportunity to find joy in your everyday life. Back at home in Portland. That's what I did.
Away from that fucking place.
Yeah, away from there. Away from there.
It's very Sisyphusian what you're describing. You know, it feels like you could be caught in a time loop where you just keep entering these tournaments and keep busting out and then keep eating the pot pie and you never make it out of there. You know, you just then tomorrow you're going to be getting on the plane. You never get to tomorrow. Basically, that's what it sounds.
By the way,
it sounds like
the casino.
The worst.
The casino was also like pretty well updated and stuff. Most of it, like the actual cash game poker room was nice, but for whatever reason, they were holding the tournament in a basement with like 9-foot ceilings. It was dark and there was no window. Like it was, everything about it was just,
What
but
casino
I
was
did play some interesting hands, and I'll
good.
talk about those on different episodes of Table Talk. This one's not for hands. This is for me complaining about my terrible poker trip to the middle of business hell. Which is not Chicago's fault. That could be any major city that has, that type of thing, the business parks and the hotels. But damn, it was a little depressing. The only thing that kept me going was knowing I was going to come back someday. It's 5 nights.
I mean, when I would go to Atlantic City back when I lived in New York. So I lived in New York. I didn't have a car because you don't have a car if you live in the city. Like no one does. So I would take the bus to Atlantic City, which was rough on a lot of levels.
I
one,
believe that.
It's just not fun to be there. 2, they drive like freaking maniacs. It's like the $12 bus, and they are on a deadline, and you feel at any moment you could die. It's like
this might be the end. Was it worth it? Was it worth it?
And then when
to go play 1-2 in Atlantic City?
Well, no, I was playing tournaments and limit hold'em, of course.
Yeah.
But so I was playing like 20-40. But yeah, same problem. And like I remember with Foxwoods, because I would do the same thing, but to go to Foxwoods, they would give you these like casino or slot machine, like free slot machine plays. So I was always like justifying it like with the expected value play. Also, it was during like the global financial crisis, so I could go there and stay there for free, like during the week. So I go for 2 nights for free. They'd give me slot machine plays, like $50 worth of slot machine play as well. And I get to go play poker where I was better than the other people, so I could make money doing that. It seemed like a pretty great thing. But they did have some good restaurants in Foxwoods, but I didn't eat at those restaurants because I was,
cheap.
I wasn't going to spend all that money. So I was like eating a Panera Bread every night. And, I was playing with Ronnie Barta a lot, actually. Ronnie used to play there all the time. And it was just like pretty not great for the most part. It's like pretty not fun.
So imagine that times 7. That's
right. Your situation is worse. I was making money doing that for sure. And not that you wouldn't make money if you did it a lot, but you got wrecked. You got wrecked
did.
for the, contextually speaking, right? For the situation.
Wrecked emotionally, physically, psychologically, spiritually. I've
Sorry,
been
man.
destroyed. I've been destroyed.
Secrets deep inside, looking for answers, let me know. Pain in my eyes, vision blurry.